Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to see some familiar faces. So today's topic is essential oils while traveling. So what to bring, what to pack, what supplements, and so on. And I spend about 3 to 4 months a year traveling. And yeah, I hope this will be useful. And if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat. And yeah, I think we get started. So let me share my let me share my screen. This. Okay, cool. Okay, can everyone see my screen? Me just. Okay, cool. Perfect. Okay, so let's get started. This is me in Egypt. And yeah, I think we travel not to escape life, but for life not to escape us. That's always been my motto. And so before we start, let's just arrive and let's all take a deep breath in. And then you can take 3 deep breaths and then a bit of sighing and moving when you breathe out. And another deep breath in. And yeah, drop your shoulders. Put your feet on the floor. And just arrive in your body. Good. So you can do this many times during your day or when traveling. And it just really helps to reset. And oops, let me just get my points. Yeah, okay. So I hope everyone is feeling good. So today I will share how to use essential oils and why quality matters. The top 6 essential oils I never travel without. Supplements for traveling or generally for life. And other support I use when I travel. For example, earthing, qigong, movements in generally. And lastly, how you can order the oils or supplements from Young Living if you are not already a member. So, I'm an intuitive energy healer. For those of you who don't know me, I have been teaching about essential oils for 18 years. I also written a book, and I initially started with Young Living as a massage and raindrop therapist. And this is also how I was introduced to Young Living. I've built a team of 100 1,000 over members worldwide. That was my highest number. It has since dropped a little bit. And I'm born in a small town in the Black Forest of Germany. And in 1994, I backpacked. That was really my first long trip. I backpacked to Indonesia and to Thailand. And that's when I kind of decided I want to live in Asia for a few years. So I was looking for a job in Singapore. I packed my bags and I had money for 3 months. And I say, I will try if I can find a job after my studies. And I did. I also got married. I got divorced, got a new partner. Now I'm single. And yeah, I've always been a traveler, a freedom seeker or a truth seeker. And I'm a Buddhist. I also offer online and in-person programs to guide women through menopause, beside teaching about essential oils. And yeah, on the right side, you will just see some pictures. Me in the lavender fields in Provence. That was just this year in July. Me as a Buddhist nun for 1 week. I did several retreats in Nepal and India. This is in India. Me teaching, my passion, and then me on the right side in the Black Forest, where I was born, just enjoying and do some earthing in the small stream there. Yes, so the beginnings. I discovered the essential oils during a raindrop technique session. And I love massages, always have. But I've never, ever encountered anything like that. When the lady put the essential oils on my body, I could actually feel the energy moving through my body. And it just set me in a blissful state. And I started to breathe very deeply as well. It's not something I've done a lot. That's another story with my deviated septum surgery. We leave that for another time. But yes, it brought me in a blissful state. And I asked her, where can I get these oils? She didn't even have to sell me anything. And I ordered them in the same evening. They came that time from the US. And I started to use them, and they just changed my life in so many ways. The first one was frankincense, which I had a red eye, which just didn't go away. I went to the eye doctor a couple of times, and then I learned about frankincense, and then you can actually cup, without glasses, of course, your hands with frankincense rubbed over your eyes, and sorry, it just disappeared, the red eye. And there was another experience I had just a couple of weeks after the raindrop. And yes, and so I started sharing, and then I quit my job in 2010, and in 2012, that's me behind there on the last row, 4 from Gary Young, at our silver retreat, and that's how small the silver retreats used to be. So essential oils are actually not something new. They are mankind's first medicine, and they have been used for over 5,000 years for physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. So unfortunately, there is a lot of low-quality essential oils. And this is why I think a lot of people don't realize that what essential oils actually can do. And so grade A is, we call it therapeutic or pure, whereby pure is not a protected word. And they are from organically grown plants and also distilled at low temperature. What I mean with low temperature, the temperature depends on the essential oils, on the plants, but some they use a lot of pressure and very high temperature, although some essential oils require the low temperature and you really just get a smell. And then there are food grade ones, and they are actually approved. There's certain synthetic pesticides, fertilizer, and things like that approved, even though they are food grade, and they also often have carrier oils. And grade C is the worst. Those are the perfume industry, where 90 to 95% of essential oils are coming from. And they need to smell exactly the same each batch, each year. So definitely there is some things mixed inside to get exact the same smell. Because if you have a natural essential oils, it is different every year. It's not the same smell. And even the first distillation, maybe, beginning of the like this is in France, beginning of July, maybe it's different than the distillation 2 weeks later. And as a Young Living brand partner, you actually have the opportunities to visit the farms. Yeah. And this is a picture from this year in July in France. And growing lavender from the seeds is very, very different than having a cloned plant. Because when you grow a plant from the seed, you have about 400 chemical constituents naturally occurring in a lavender, in a Lavandula angustifolia plant. And you want that difference in the plant because you will have that in the essential oils, and which then really is depend on your weather, on the soil conditions, and it's exactly these constitutes which are then having the healing abilities. Whereby when you always have the same plant and it doesn't change over the years, it's like a computer who doesn't upgrade, right? You will have the same things for 10 years. So for healing, you want to have a plant which is as versatile as possible and not a clone. And so really seed to seal means sourcing science and standards. And the plants are hand weeded. There's no pesticides, no chemicals used. And also they're harvested at their peak. And for example, the essential oils, the distillery is very near or even at the field, so that there is not much time lost when you cut the plants. And each batch of essential oils is actually tested 15 to 20 times just to make sure that all what it's supposed to be inside is inside. And so it's really from the farm, not from the farm to the table, it's from the farm to the home. So, how do we use essential oils? We can use them topically, and you can use them neat, most of the Young Living oils, or diluted to different parts of the body. Aromatic, you can diffuse, or internally if they are plus oils, and you can recognize them on this label, which looks a little bit different. Not all countries have them, but actually there is behind it says supplement. And also you can put them in your body lotion, in your bath, or make a pillow spray. There's so many variants how you can use your essential oils. So, if I have to choose 6 oils to bring, then these are the 6 oils. And we will start with Vela. Just get Vela. Yeah. And let me just check the time. Sorry, I just start. Okay. So Vela has frankincense, blue spruce, and rosewood. The rosewood is sustainable. So there was a time Vela was actually out of stock because we didn't have a rosewood, but now we have back the original Vela. And Vela means actually courage. And it's super grounding, super centering. So if you have the oil, I just invite you. So use a few drops. And this is my must-have for flying, for traveling. You know, the energy can be super erratic and all those airplanes, all the airports. And I just take 3 deep breaths in. Hmm. And I like to apply the Vela. Somehow the things goes off on my shoulders and also on the bottom of the feet because Vela, the frequency is like the body frequency. It's not. It's very balancing for the body. Hmm. Hmm. And you can write in the chat how you feel if you have the oils. Vela is your favorite. Yeah, mine too. And Vela is actually also the first oil in the raindrop technique, where I have other essential workshops where I teach the raindrop technique. Then, so the first one, really Vela, for grounding, for centering when you're nervous flying up. Generally, we are in a different environment, so it really helps you to adjust faster. Peppermint. Well, if you live in the tropics, this is a daily. If you live in a cold climate, it's super, super good for focus, for concentration. And this is a go-to oil when you have hot flashes. And it's also very good for the digestive system. So 1 drop goes a long way. And if you use the plus oils, you can actually put it in the drink. It's really, really good. And so I'd just like to rub it on my digestive system. But it's also super, super good if you have a little bit, you caught something, you have the sniffs or something, and then you just really take some deep breath in. Mm. Lavender. Where's my lavender? Yeah. This is Lavandula angustifolia, the original lavender. And everybody, I think, knows that it's super relaxing and calming, but lavender is also called a Swiss knife of essential oils. So if in doubt, you can use lavender for almost everything, even for, like pimples or even for scratches on your skin. Yeah, lavender is super, super calming and it's also super gentle. So again, for this purpose of this workshop, we just apply it on the skin. And if you're wondering, now this is the third oil we are applying. And in case you're wondering, wouldn't they all mix together now, the oils? As long you give like 1 to 2 minutes time between the oils, they don't actually mix because they need just about 20 seconds in to go, into your brain, and they need about 1 to 2 minutes to go into every cells in your body and the bloodstream. Hmm. So, and the good things about the oils is that they are not oily because most of the oils, except a few blends, don't have actually a base oil. And so even you're in a hotel, you can actually put the lavender, you put it on the pillow, drop on the pillow, and it wouldn't stain or anything. And then that's what you can do in the night, or you can diffuse. I also sometimes go around, some Airbnbs have carpets or hotels, and then I just put a few drop in the hotel room or wherever I am, and so like to disinfect before, even before on my diffuser and things like that. And then somewhere when I come in again into the room, oh, it just smells so good. Hmm. So how is everyone feeling? Mhm. Relaxing. Okay. Me too. Okay, thieves. Let me just. Oh, sorry. I do actually have a little bit about the oils. Okay, so the Vela, actually, this one is a roll-on if you like to travel with roll-on, or you can also do your own roll-on. And yes, I think I've mentioned all this. Yes, peppermint for sore muscles as well. Yeah, this was lavender. And okay, so the thieves. So thieves is a very powerful blend, and it's also hot because it has clove inside. So I would advise to apply the thieves only on the sole of the feet, or if it's a plus oil, you can take it internally, or you dilute it. And yeah, so usually I put it on the sole of the feet, on the soft part between the top and the the bottom. And this is really good for a healthy immune system. And so I use this before I step into the plane, and also like the first 1 or 2 days because my body is kind of still adjusting to different temperature, different food and everything. So Thieves is really good. And the story of Thieves actually goes that during the Black in Europe, I think it's 15th, 16th century, there was some spice trader who actually robbed the dead. I mean, the jewelry and everything, and but they never got sick. And when they caught them, they finally, asked them, "How come you guys never got sick?" And they said, "Yeah, because we used all these herbs, the clove, the rosemary, the lemon, the eucalyptus, and the cinnamon bark to rub our body to protect us." This is also super for diffusing, and it always smells a little bit like Christmas. Frankincense, we have two, Boswellia cateria and Boswellia sacra. The Young Living kit, the premium bundle comes with the normal frankincense, and they also all come in these sizes, which is 5 milliliter and has 85 to 90 drops. It depends on the oils. And if you Google frankincense and medical research, oh, there's hundreds of different research. I just really picked this one for, you can Google it for the antidepressant effect, which I think it's quite good for women in midlife because a lot of us, when our hormone changes, Yeah, get depressed, get anxious, and things like that. Um, this is super to diffuse during meditation or if you do yoga. Also, I have been using this for 18 years on my skin. I use it neat and just put a few and then I put because now I have teeth, so I don't want to do that. Don't want to have teeth in my face. Um, if you start out, and especially if you've been using chemical or I would say normal commercial skincare, go very slow and dilute it first because essential oils actually remove the toxins inside the body, and we don't want that you get any reactions from the chemicals you might have been using for years. And yeah, this is another go-to one. It is actually included in Vela, but in a blend, it always is very different from when you use it as a single oil. So just use a few drops. And Gary Young actually taught us that to use frankincense before sleep to have a deeper sleep. So I use both lavender and frankincense, and the frankincense I put here. That's how he taught us here. And I also put for my thyroid support. And the best way to find out if actually an oil works is you use it for three weeks, at least once a day or maybe 3 times a day, and then you stop for 1 week. And then you usually feel the difference because often when we feel better, we don't actually recognize it. But then when we stop it, we kind of feel it. Oops, maybe, yeah, there was something about it. RC blend. Yes, that's another one really important for traveling. This blend has three different eucalyptuses: Eucalyptus globulus, Eucalyptus radiata, and Eucalyptus citriodora. It also has myrtle, which is very good for the thyroid, cypress, and some other essential oils. So this is really good for a healthy respiratory system. And yeah, you might be thinking colder climates, but you know, when I went to Egypt, it was so dusty. And I think at the beginning, my nose was really, really blocked. And I had even like a little bit of blood because desert. It's dusty. It's nothing you can do about it. And yeah, there are so many cities which are not really very clean and good for us, but we still want to explore. We still want to go there, right? And yes, so RC is really, really good. And you can also put like a drop in a bowl of hot water and then just put a towel and inhale deeply. And this one you can also apply on your chest and in your neck and just dilute it with V6 if you're sensitive. Oh, it's so good. And I also feel like emotionally, RC really, really helps you to open up to new experiences. So it's literally not only for respiratory system, but also emotionally, it's good. And when we travel, we want to be open to new experiences. But sometimes we are getting overwhelmed, so this really helps. So, what else do I do to stay healthy while traveling? I try, if there's sun, watch the sunrise at least 15 minutes as soon as possible after landing, because that resets your circadian rhythm. Sunset as well. And minimum 20 minutes sun exposure, or at least if there's no sun, at least really exposure to fresh air. And even better is if you can put your feet and or your belly on the earth for at least 20 minutes. And I try to do that actually every day. And if you can, immerse yourself into natural water. it just really, all this just really, really resets us after the long flight. Even if it's only 3, 4 hours, it flying just creates a lot of imbalances and it really stresses the body. Lakes, sea, not a swimming pool, unless it's a mineral pool. And yeah, put your back on a tree. That's another really beautiful things to connect with Mother Earth. And deep breathing. Breathing, it's really so important. There's a question. Okay, so the question is, how do I travel with the oils? That's super easy. Okay, I have this bag. You can buy them online. There is for 16 oils. They come in different sizes. I have this one in my luggage, or if you are on a carry-on, I have this small one, and I usually refill the oils in small bottles when I travel, unless I go for a couple of months. And have something like this with 9 oils in my carry-on. And I've been traveling for 18 years with essential oils. I travel 6 to 10 times a year. I've never touched wood, ever had any problems. Sometimes they ask, and then, I just open the bottles and then they smell, and then they're a bit hesitant sometimes, but yeah, they can tell it's actually real essential oils. So yeah, never had any problems. So, also, traveling is stress to the body. Of course, we are happy, but we are not in our usual environment. And it just takes time for the body to adjust. And the older I get, the more time I need. And I do take supplements. I take Nincharette for 18 years now. And these are just some of the supplements. There are more, which I think are really the essential ones. Nincharette, we will cover that in a minute. Inner Defense, that's a supplement with almost a Chief's blend inside, and it has thyme inside as well. So you take that when you need it, when you feel like you come down with something. Omega Chais is a fish oil with CoQ10 of Young Living. And what is really special about the Young Living supplements is that they contain essential oils. And the bioavailability of supplements with essential oils, it's a lot higher. It's for some of the supplements, it goes up to 60 to 90%, whereby a lot of supplements, first of all, a lot of supplements, they've done some of the studies, don't even have what they promise on the label to have inside. And the other problem is that although it might be on the label, it might be synthetic, but your body don't even know what to do with it. So yeah, I really swear to the Young Living ones. And I also use super calcium because usually when you travel, you sit in the plane for 12 hours, maybe in economy class, and you just or you walk a lot more than usual, especially in the cities, and then you get sore muscles. And it also really helps with nerve conduction, the additional stress, and sleep. Yeah, so because the body, as I mentioned, has to adjust to different food, a different climate, constant movement, high stress situations, especially when travel plans are not going according to plan. So it's really, really good to have additional support with supplements. Nincharette, yes. So that's the one. It's super nutrient rich. It's an antioxidant drink featuring wolfberries. And Young Living has done some research that drinking 2 ounces of Ningxia Red supports overall health in areas such as sleep, cognitive well-beings, physical function, and immune health. And here it's the link for the research. And it's super rich in vitamins, minerals, and essential nutrients because I believe it's better to take the vitamins from the food. And so Ningxia Red is actually a superfood. Sorry. So this is the study and the results. So the participant drank 60 milliliter, about 2 ounces of Ningxia Red a day for 60 days. And the research was done by blood tests and but also by questionnaires. And the results was that it reduces daily stress by 23% and it also improved mental well-being. People felt better mentally. Also, it support respiratory function and an increase in energy level and reduce physical limitation. That's really interesting. Also, it has shown to support healthy inflammation response and it improved sleep, which I found really surprising because Ningxia Red is actually, it gives you energy, but people actually also drink it before going to sleep. And I can sleep with it. I can drink half a bottle and still sleep. And yes, so the sleep time was actually increased by 21 minutes, which I think it's really quite astonishing. Anyway, I've been taking the stuff for 18 years. So actually, Ningxia Red supports all the system of the body. And these are mentioning some other supplements, but you can see all the different system actually are supported by Ningxia Red. So I believe that when you start with essential oils, sometimes you will forget that you even have them. And so I'm a believer of making a new routine of 30 days challenges. And so some of my suggestion would be to start your morning with 60 milliliter of Ningxia Red. They come in travel packs, so they're super easy to I think you can see it. Yeah, this is a travel pack. And yeah, just with, you can make a roll-on with peppermint, or you can just use it 1 drop and then breathe in. And so you start your morning and you set your intention, and then you do whatever practice you have, yoga, qigong. But I always believe that how you start your day, it's how your day goes. Then midday, you can use the Chief's Blend just for physical support and energy on the sole of the feet. And then put yourself in the sun and the feet and earth for at least 20 minutes. And in the evening, lavender in the diffuser, a few drops on the pillow for relaxation and restful sleep. So you only have to think about your oils 3 times a day. But I also recommend to put them in your handbag or your backpack, you know, small backpack, which you go around, and then also bring the Vela and things like that. And yeah, just make it a habit to use them. Because if you buy them and you don't use them, you waste your money. So we already covered some questions, but if you have some more questions, you can put them in the chat. Yes. Okay, so the question is, are there any oils you need to avoid using in the sun? Yeah, usually it is mentioned on the label because some of the blends, like bergamot, is super, yeah, if it can interact with the sun. And I'm not talking about 10 minutes in the sun in Europe or somewhere, but like really strong sun. And so it's best in that case to put the oils on the sole of the feet or take eternally or diffuse like lemon, orange, all the citrus fruits. Because actually the citrus fruits are actually not really essential oils. They're actually cold pressed from organic non-sprayed fruits. And they also don't last so long. Essential oils don't have an expiry date, but although there is an expiry date on many, that's a label regulation, but it's ridiculous because it's like you buy salt and you have an expiry date on a 5,000 years old salt. How ridiculous is that? So it's the same as essential oils, except for the citrus. They can also kind of disappear after time because essential oils are so volatile. But the citrus oils are cold pressed, so they are actually not steam distilled. So they are not, strictly speaking, considered an essential oils, although we call them essential oils as well. So you need to be a little bit careful with the citrus fruits and then go into the sun. Yeah. So. Okay, Linda. Jet lag, yes. That's a big topic. I also, for example, beside essential oils like lavender for sleep or in the morning, peppermint for energy and ningxia, and magnesium or calcium to sleep. I also recommend to actually fly if you can, have a long flight and have a day flight and arrive in the evening at your destination and then just shower, have something to eat, and then sleep. Because I feel like my body adjusts better than when I arrive somewhere in the morning and after a long flight and I have like the whole day. It's very hard sometimes to stay awake. So yes. Yeah, and like I say, lavender, peppermint, and ningxia red for energy. You can take easily more than 60 milliliter a day. There's really kind of no upper limit. I've taken 300 milliliter on those Young Living retreats before, and I just felt good. So yeah, cool. And yeah, so how much are these oils? Okay, we will come to that. Okay, so if there's no more questions, then we go to the next slide. So there are two options how you can order from Young Living. There's actually also a customer option, but nobody ever chose that in my 18 years because you are paying 24% more. So Young Living actually ships in over 100 countries, and it has also, it's registered in a lot of countries, like now I'm in New Zealand, so it's registered in Australia, New Zealand, it's registered in Southeast Asia, it's registered in Japan and Korea, Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore. It's registered, I think, in 20 other countries in Europe, almost all the countries in Europe. Also in South America and in the US, Canada. And if it's not registered in the country, it ships via the US. And as a member, you save 24% compared to retail price. And there is a monthly program where you can save another 10 to 25%, depending how long you have been on the program. It's called our loyalty program, but it's not a plus. It's not a must, sorry. So if you become a member or brand partner and you stop ordering, nothing will happen. Your account will expire after 1 year. If you order minimum 50 US dollar a year, your membership will renew, but there's no risk whatsoever to become a member. And you can become a member. There's two options. Once you purchase a starter kit and with a discount, I haven't written that down now all, but if you're interested, I can do that. you get actually an additional discount to the 24% because the kit comes with a diffuser and it's actually you save about $100 or something. Or buy your own. So you choose your oils, but the minimum is 100 PB, and 100 PB is equal to $100, and that will be converted into your local currency. So, and there's also a Ningxia Red kit. So these prices are in Singapore dollars. They are roughly in Europe. It's a little bit different because the GST is higher. In New Zealand, the kits are around 300 New Zealand dollars. And there is also different diffuser options. There's 5 different diffuser options, and I'm not going through all this now in details because you can click on the link and you can actually have a look which diffuser you would like. And it has the oils we have today covered. Let me see. Sorry. Yeah, and sometimes the oil vary from country to country. So just to make sure before you sign up, have a look if the oils you want are really inside, but there's 12 oils. And other kit is the Ningxia Red kit. So you get, depending also on the country, some you get 4 bottles, but mainly it's 2 bottles. And then you get the travel pack of 30, 60 milliliter, the plastic ones which you can take, and usually 1 grapefruit and 1 peppermint essential oils. But just to make sure, just have a look at your country. And if you have questions, I'm really, really happy to help. I'm also available for a 20 minutes consultation. If you have any specific things you don't want to ask here and you would like to know what are the best solutions for your challenges, I'm really, really happy to connect and help. And yeah, I would really like to thank everyone for participating. And okay, there's some more questions. Okay, so that's yes. I will put a link now inside how to contact me. And I also post on Facebook and Instagram. It's Claudia Hoffmeier. And yeah, I just really love to connect, and thanks so much for coming. And okay, yeah, I can help you to do the sign up later. Yeah. Okay, thanks again, and enjoy the rest of, and please feel free to pass this on to other people. Bye.